Hello everyone, thank you for joining with me. Today I have selected only part 2 for you. But before delivering your speech, we have to introduce yourself by mentioning your name, your profession, your location. Those who are from Bangladesh, you have to mention your district name and your country name. And those who are from other country, just mention your country name. I have selected this topic because after speaking class, we have listening class. So I would like to finish this class as soon as possible so that I can start our listening class. So try to express yourself to the best of your ability so that I can judge your lexical level, your structures, your fluency, and your pronunciation. So best of luck. Let's get started. Just let me know whether the topic is visible on the screen or not. Please show me.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, who is ready? Please unmute yourself.
Sir, I'm ready.
Sir, I'm ready too.
Sir, I'm ready.
Okay, first I will go to Jum, then Srestha, then Jiha, then Kanis. Okay, Jum, introduce yourself by mentioning your name, your profession, and your location.
Well, sir, my name is Atia Rahman Jum. You can call me Jum. I'm a student. I studied at Bogura Girls High School in class 7. I'm from Bogura, Bangladesh, which is one of the districts of Bangladesh. I have already said that, and that's all about myself.
Okay, Jum, you have only one topic. Describe an old person you know. You should say who this person is, how old he, she is, what this person is like, and explain why you like this person.
Well, sir, we know that old is gold, and so old people are really good because they are experienced and teach younger, smallity, and others that are very important for our life. I know an old person. This person is a woman. Her name is Mrs. Minti Sharkar. She is very old. She is about 70 years old, but she is still beautiful, gorgeous, and strong. We live in her house. That means she is the owner of our apartment. Though she is a Hindu, she never avoids us, rather loves us like her son, daughter, and grandchild. My mother and father call her aunt. She is very polite and doesn't like any quarrel. She always helps us very much. We can share everything with her. She always tries to solve our problems. I don't have any grandmas. In fact, I didn't see them, so I miss them very much. But this person is like my grandma, and I behave with her like a grandchild. In fact, I call her granny, and she feels happy when I call her by that. She always advises me well. She feels proud when I achieve good results. She shares almost everything with us. Though she is from different community, she behaves us like a relative. She invites us in the occasion. Moreover, we are a family, and so I like her very much, and it's really very impossible to leave her and forget her. I really love her very much, and I respect her very much. Thank you, sir. That's all.
Okay, Jum, thank you very much. Your speech is excellent. I haven't noticed any important mistake in your speech. So keep it up so that you can hold your fluency always. Okay, then with Jiha.
Sir, I'm ready.
Srestha, okay. After Srestha, Jiha, I will ask you. Srestha, please introduce yourself by mentioning your name, your profession, and your location.
Thank you, sir. My name is Faiza Khan Srestha. You can call me Srestha. I studied at Bogura Girls High School in class 7. I live in Bogura, Bangladesh. That's all about myself.
Okay. Describe an old person you know.
Well, sir, we all know that some people in our life take a first place. This person is my granny. She is 55 years old. She is a person who is warm and sweet-hearted inside and cold in outside. She loves me so much. She prefers living a simple life. She is a pious old woman who offers prayers to the Almighty Allah daily. Granny has taken care of me ever since I was born. As she loves me, she can do anything for me. She is as like my mom. If I do any mistake, she redeems me. She is my inspiration. I spent many time with her. I have learned many things from my granny, how to be a pious and an honest person in life. She also tells me stories about perseverance, morality, and she inspires me much to do any work at first time. I like her so much because she's my inspiration, and she tells something very valuable advices in my life that took a great place in my life. So I love her very much. That's all about my granny. Thank you.
Okay, Sresta, no mistake is found in your space. That's nice. So thank you very much for your excellent space. Jiha, please unmute yourself, and after Jiha, I'll go to Ganesh. Jiha, please unmute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Jiha, introduce yourself.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. My name is Faria Rezwana Jiha. I'm a student of class 7 in Bogura Girls High School. I'm from Bogura, Bangladesh.
Okay. Jiha, describe an old person, you know.
Actually, there are many persons I know who are very old, and most of them are very friendly with me. But the person who I am the most close with is my grandmother. She is a very old person, like 55 or 60 years old. She is my closest in my family. She lives with us in our family in a small apartment. Actually, I'm always attached to her. Whenever I'm at home, I'm always with her. Whenever my parents are outside for their college or any other kinds of things, I always spend time with my grandmother. Even when I was small, I used to sleep with her because I couldn't go to sleep whenever my grandmother wasn't with me. She is really a very pious person because she always reads the Holy Quran daily and she never misses a prayer, even for a single time. When is the time for Ramadan, she always tries her best to do all the fast, to keep all the fast, even though she is very old. She always finds faults with my works whenever I am wrong. She always tells me to do the good things. She advises me to do many kinds of good things, and she also teaches me many surahs and many kinds of things. And she's a very good cook. She cooks many kinds of things for me because she has a really good cook. And I really love my grandmother so much because she is my inspiration, and I am always attached to her. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Jiha, thank you. Everything is okay, but sometimes it seems to me that you lose your fluency in some points. So I highly suggest you to keep the flow of your fluency from the beginning to the end of your space. So be careful about it. Kanis, please unmute yourself, and after Kanis, I will go to Charif. Charif, be ready after Kanis. Kanis, please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay, introduce yourself, Kanis.
My name is Kanish Fatima. I'm a student of class 7. I read in Bogura Girls High School, and I'm from Bogura, Bangladesh. And that's all.
Describe an old person, you know.
Throughout my life, I met with so many people. Some of them are really very special to me. I have so many memories with them. However, an old person I know and like is my grandma. She's about 65 years old. In this age, she is still strong enough and can do so many works. She always cares for us, and she really adores me a lot. When I was a child, she used to tell me fancy stories, fairy tales, etc., which I remember till now. Whenever I'm in trouble, she will always give me sound advice and try to help me. She's really kind, smart, and intelligent. I love my granny so much. I like her because she is a beautiful person with a kind heart. She is so caring. She always cares for me and she inspires me a lot. I can say that she's one of my biggest inspiration. She always tries to keep in touch with me and she is very precious to me. I believe that I have a lot of things to learn from her. And that's all.
Okay, Kanis, thank you very much for your excellent speech. No mistake is found in your space. So that's better. Try to keep your fluency in yourself. Cherry, please unmute yourself. Cherry. Oh, sorry, he is not with us. Then who is ready? Please unmute yourself. Is there anyone who is
Sir,
ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Faiza, thank you. Faiza, introduce yourself.
My name is Nanjba Faiza. You can call me Faiza. I study at Bogora Golf High School. I live in Bogora, Bangladesh. I read in class 7, and that's all about myself.
Okay. Describe an old person you know.
I'm familiar with many old people in my life. Some of them are very special to me, and I have a lot of memories with them. And among them, my grandmother is the most special one. She is 66 years old, and the person is very friendly and jovial with everybody. She can mix with everybody so easily according to their ages. Whenever she mixes with the
It will
children,
be he,
she
Faiza.
treats them.
It will be he because
Sorry, sir.
you have mentioned your grandfather. So you have to use the
No, sir. I mentioned grandmother.
grandmother. Okay, then carry on, please.
Okay, sir. And she can mix with everybody so easily according to their ages, such as when she mixes with the children, she treats them with childlike simplicity. And when she mixes with the adults, she gives them advices to go on with their life properly, to shine a light, to go on with their good deeds. And whenever she meets with the people of her age, she usually shares her memories, feelings, and experiences that she has got in her whole life. And though she is very old, she takes good care of my family members as she can mix with everybody so easily and freely. So the relatives of my family and my family members love her much. And for this reason, she is very special to me. And in total, she is a very happy, cheerful, and pious person. Um, I like this person very much because she loves me very much, and I also love her very much. She takes good care of my health, of course. Whenever I am ill, she takes good care of my health, and she treats me in such a way that I will be able to come round soon. And whenever I have exams, she appreciates me to appear at exam hall without any nervousness and how to do well in all exams. And she always encourages me to go on with my good deeds. She also inspires me to memorize my religion prayers, and she always encourages me to do the good things in life. And she also takes good care of my family, and whenever my mom is not with me, she doesn't make me to feel the gap of my mother. And whenever I get bored, she tells me different kinds of stories, such as fairy tales, ghost stories, and the life story of many great human um, in the world who has contributed their life for the world. And that's why I like this person most.
Yeah, Faiza, thank you very much. In some points of your space, you haven't add yes or yes with the principal verb because you have described it in present indicative tense. So after third person singular number, we have to use yes or yes with the principal verb. And that is she gives, not she give, and she has, not have, and again she appreciates, not appreciate. Maybe you know the rules. but it is your slip of time. So be careful about it. And the other parts of your space are okay, no problem. You have fluency, your lexical level, your structure, everything is okay. Sharif, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Your sound is
Can
clear.
you hear me?
No problem. Okay.
No, actually, I will be. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
I will be the last because I have something to do now, and for that I'm not really.
Share your ideas on the topic, isn't it? Okay, no problem. Stay with us if possible. And if you get time, you can share your ideas on our topic later.
Inshallah. Okay.
Okay. Then Tawheed Islam, please unmute yourself. Tawheed Islam. Tawheed. Okay, Raita, please unmute yourself. Raita,
Yes, sir.
introduce yourself.
Thank you, sir. I'm Habiba Raita. You can call me Raita. I'm a student of class 7. I'm from Bogura, Bangladesh. That's all about myself.
Okay, Raita, describe an old person you know.
Well, there are many old persons whom I know, but I would like to talk about my grandfather. His name is Muhammad Muzaffar Rahman, and he is a retired head teacher. He was born in 1937, and he is about 85 years old. He is the key figure in our family. He is very honest to all, and also he is very punctual to his work. He was a good teacher. He taught not only with the mind, but also with the heart. I love my grandfather for several reasons. I like him. Firstly, I like his loving and caring nature for everyone. He is very pious. He believes in simple living and high thinking that makes me a great fan of him. That's all about it.
Okay, Raita, thank you very much. You have done very well, though your space is very short. So try to enlarge your space next time. Then who is ready? Please unmute yourself. Is there anyone left, please? Shanjit, are you ready? Shanjit. Shanjit, if you are ready, please unmute yourself. Mustafiz can't hear. His audio is not clear. Who is left? Please unmute yourself.
Sir.
Yeah, Mustafiz, thank you very much to join with me.
Okay, sir.
Would you like to share your ideas on today's topic?
Okay. Well, it's a very interesting question for me because
before that, Mustafiz, you have to introduce yourself by mentioning your name, your profession, and your location.
Okay. My name is Ibn Mustafizur. Sir, what I should to mention?
Your profession and your location. District
Okay.
name.
I'm a student and located Amiputen. I've been living here for 3 years.
That is
Okay.
Dhaka,
Shall I
Bangladesh.
start, sir?
I'm from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Okay. Mustafiz, now describe an old person you know.
Okay, sir. Well, it's a very interesting question for me because he has guided me all the time for reach my goal with the right way. He is my grandfather and he is a human person, not only a human but also a kind person. And he at the epicenter in my area, and most of the people really admire him. And for this reason, undoubtedly, we are really proud of him. I think he is 69 years old, and he really loves to reading book and talking with others person. One thing is I'd like to share with you, that is he really loved to talking with others person like me. And when I went to my home that time, he called me for just for talking, and that is really amazing day for me. And he is a he has a special activities, a special power, that is he can make easily friend with others person by his talking and expression. So really that was the main thing about my grandfather. So people in my area really admire him, and for a hassle, and they call me my grandfather for judgment. So that was all about my grandfather, and he's my admired person.
Yeah, Mustafa, thank you very much for your space. You have done very well, but it seems to me sometimes that you are using past tense, but the topic that you have described, it is better to describe it in present tense, because your grandfather is still alive, isn't it?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, then your tense will be present indefinite tense or present tense, of course. No need to describe in past tense. So be careful about it. Okay, but your description and your everything is praiseworthy. You have done very well. Is there anyone? Please unmute yourself.
Sir, I'm Samia. I would like to say that.
Okay, Samia. Just mention your name, your profession, and where are you from. Then you can describe the topic.
I'm Samia Sultana. I'm a student. I live in class 7 in Bogora Golf Girls High School, which is situated in Bogora, Bangladesh. That's all about myself.
Okay, describe an old person you know.
The old person I know about is my grandmother. She is 60 years old. She is the eldest and most respectable person among our family. She is really very kind and honest and would help everyone. She likes children so much and loves spending time with them. My grandmother is my greatest inspiration who helps me to overcome any kind of problem. She is really a great and motivational person in my whole life. She always keeps a bright smile on her face and never fails to encourage me. She encourages me in different things like in my studies. She tells me stories and funny jokes whenever I am sad. I really like to spend time with her and enjoy being with her. She tells me her old memories which she enjoyed and which are rare nowadays. She cares a lot about me. For all of these reasons, I like her so much. I can say that she is really a loving person in my whole life. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Samia, thank you very much for your speech. This is your first day with us. In spite of that, you have done very well. So try your level best to join with us regularly. Then I think your fluency will improve. Thank you. Anyone, please unmute yourself. Is there anyone? Maybe all of you have completed your space. Okay, we can start our listening. Would you like to take part in our listening class?
Yes, sir, of course.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'm going to shift to our listening class. Please stay with me.
Wanted a program that would fit in with what. In the final rehearsal, everything was going fine until. When you understood what needed doing? Yes. So when the curtain went. So before he retired.
Is the audio clear to you?
Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 20.
Tell me whether the audio is clear to you or not.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Audio is
Clear.
completely clear.
Is it visible on the screen?
No,
No.
sir, it's not visible.
Okay. Now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then so listen to the audio. It's better to keep a pen or pencil and paper with you. It will be very easy for you to answer the question. So try to collect pen or pencil with you and paper.
Sir, which one? Oh, ask book number 10.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, let's go. This audio is from Cambridge English, IELTS 10 and test 3. Okay, listen to it.
5. Hi, Rob. How's the course going? Oh, hi, Mia. Yeah, great. I can't believe the first term's nearly over. I saw your group's performance last night at the student theatre. It was good. Really? Yeah, but now we have to write a report on the whole thing, an in-depth analysis. I don't know where to start. Like, I have to write about the role I played, the doctor, how I developed the character. Well, what was your starting point? My grandfather was a doctor before he retired, and I just based it on him. Okay, but how? Did you talk to him about it? He must have all sorts of stories, but he never says much about his work, even now. He has a sort of authority, though. So how did you manage to capture that? I visualize what he must have been like in the past when he was sitting in his consulting room, listening to his patients. Okay, so...
Okay, already you have got the information for 21. Tell me. What do you think?
It's B.
Anyone, please? You have got indirect information from the
So,
audio.
for 21, I think it's C.
You can see. Who is it?
I think it's B.
Sir, I think it's B.
Who is with B? Tawheed Islam, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tawheed, where are you from?
Sir, I'm from Brahmanbaria. Sir, my net issue. I have lots of net issue. There is.
Okay, no problem.
That's why I don't participate in
Here
speaking.
the answer will be C.
Oops.
The answer will be C. Would you like to listen to it again? Or go forward? Okay, let's go forward.
That's what you explain in your report. Right. Then there's the issue of atmosphere. So in the first scene, you needed to know how boring life was in the doctor's village in the 1950s. So when the curtain went up on the first scene in the waiting room, there was that long silence before anyone spoke. And then people kept saying the same thing over and over, like, cold, isn't it? Yes, and everyone wore grey and brown and just sat in a row. Yes, all those details of the production. And I have to analyse how I functioned in the group, what I found out about myself. I know I was so...
Okay, already we have got the information. And the most important thing is that you are getting indirect information from the audio. So sometimes it is very difficult for you. However, tell me, what is the correct answer for 22?
I think it is A.
Anyone, please?
Sir, unfortunately, I didn't catch it properly, but it could be A.
Yeah, then everyone, please. Try to share your ideas. Anyone? Yeah, the answer is A. Repetition of words and phrases. Okay, let's go forward.
And frustrated at times when we couldn't agree.
Yes. So did one person emerge as the leader?
Sophia did. But that was okay. She helped us work out exactly what to do for the production. And that made me feel better, I suppose.
When you understood what needed doing?
Yes. And Sophia did some research too. That was useful in developing our approach.
Like what?
Well, she found these articles from the 1950s about how relationships between children and their parents, or between the public and people like bank managers or the police, were shifting.
Interesting. And did you have any practical problems to overcome?
Well, in the final rehearsal, everything was going fine until the last scene. That's where the doctor's first patient appears on stage on his own.
The one in the wheelchair?
Yes. And he had this really long speech with the stage all dark except for one spotlight. And then that stuck somehow. So it was shining on the wrong side of the stage. But anyway, we got that fixed, thank goodness.
Yes, it was fine on the night.
Okay, already we have got the information. What do you think about 23?
Sir, I'm not sure, but it can be A.
So I'm gonna two minds. It could be A or C. He thinks he's a good leader.
But
Sir, it seems to be C.
you have to go with one answer.
Okay.
Sir, A.
Likes to have clear guidelines. So it could be A.
Yeah, it's A.
Oh,
He likes to
sometimes I
clear
think
guidelines.
that he's a good leader.
Yeah. Okay, let's go forward.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at question 10 points. My grandfather was a doctor before he retired, and I just based it on him.
Okay, but how? Did you talk to him about it?
He must have all sorts of stories, but he never says much about his work, even now. He has a sort of authority though.
So how did you manage to capture that?
I visualize what he must have been like in the past when he was sitting in his consulting room, listening to his patients.
Okay, so that's what you explain in your report.
Right.
Then there's the issue of atmosphere. So in the first scene, we needed to know how boring life was in the doctor's village in the 1950s. So when the curtain went up on the first scene in the waiting room, there was that long silence before anyone spoke. And then people kept saying the same thing over and over, like, cold, isn't it?
Yes, and everyone wore grey and brown and just sat in a row.
Yes, all those details of the production.
And I have to analyse how I functioned in the group, what I found out about myself. I know I was so frustrated at times when we couldn't agree.
Yes. So did one person emerge as the leader?
Sophia did. But that was okay. She helped us work out exactly what to do for the production. And that made me feel better, I suppose.
When you understood what needed doing?
Yes. And Sophia did some research too. That was useful in developing our approach.
Like what?
Well, she found these articles from the 1950s about how relationships between children and their parents, or between the public and people like bank managers or the police, were shifting.
Interesting. And did you have any practical problems to overcome?
Well, in the final rehearsal, everything was going fine until the last scene. That's where the doctor's first patient appears on stage on his own.
The one in the wheelchair?
Yes. And he had this really long speech with the stage all dark except for one spotlight. And then that stuck somehow. So it was shining on the wrong side of the stage. But anyway, we got that fixed, thank goodness.
Yes, it was fine on the night.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30.
Okay, already you have got the information for 24 and 25, though it was a long discussion. Now tell me, 24 and 25, what do you think?
24B.
Then 25.
Answer also B, changing social attitudes.
Changing social attitudes. Okay. Anyone else, please?
24.
24. Okay, for 25.
Sir, is it B? An equipment failure.
Anyone else, please? Yeah, it will be B. 24, B, and 25 also B. So let's go forward.
30.
Oh.
Go through the question first.
Now listen and answer questions 26 to 30. But while you're here, Mia, I wanted to ask you about the year abroad option. Would you recommend doing that?
Yes, definitely. It's a fantastic chance to study in another country for a year.
I think I'd like to do it, but it looks very competitive. There's only a limited number of places.
Yes, so next year, when you're in the second year of the course, you need to work really hard in all your theatre studies modules. Only students with good marks get places.
Okay, well, you have got the information for 26. What do you think? The
It will
second,
be E. Show about in theater studies.
anyone else, please?
Right.
Yeah, of course, it is B. Listen to it again. It is E. Show ability in theater studies.
Ask you about the year abroad option. Would you recommend doing that?
Yes, definitely. It's a fantastic chance to study in another country for a year.
I think I'd like to do it, but it looks very competitive. There's only a limited number of places.
Yes, so next year, when you're in the second year of the course, you need to work really hard in all your theatre studies modules. Only students with good marks get places. You have to prove that you know your subject really well.
Right. So how did you choose where to go?
Well, I decided I wanted a program that would fit in with what I wanted to do after I graduate. So I looked for a university with emphasis on acting rather than directing, for example. It depends on you. Then about 6 months before you go, you have to email the scheme coordinator with your top 3 choices. I had a friend who missed the deadline and didn't get her first choice. So you do need to get a move on at that stage. You'll find that certain places are very popular with everyone.
And don't you have to write a personal statement at that stage?
Yes.
Right. I'll get some of the final year students to give me some tips. Maybe see if I can read what they wrote.
I think that's a very good idea. I don't mind showing you what I did. And while you're abroad, don't make the mistake I made. I got so involved, I forgot all about making arrangements for when I came back here for the final year. Make sure.
Okay, well, you have got the information from 27 to 30. Just tell me, what is the correct answer for 27? Have you got it, or would you like to hear it again?
Sir, it could be D. Make sure the institution
Yes, sir.
focus is relevant.
Okay.
I think 27 is D.
27 is D. Then, so 28.
28 can be A. Be on time.
Okay.
I
28.
didn't catch it for network issue.
Yeah. For 27, it is D, and for 28, it is A. Then 29 and 30. When writing your personal statement.
Sir, I didn't catch it.
Anis,
Sir, can I just guess?
okay.
I don't know, but I'm feeling like it can be G. Or I don't know.
Yeah, it's G. Okay. So then 30. What is the correct answer for 30?
Sir, I think it's C.
Anyone else, please?
Yes, I will also go for C. One.
Yeah, it's C. It's C. Okay, already we have finished from 31 to 30. Well, 21 to 30, 10 question. Now we have to write your score in our message box. Please write down your score. Kanis 8. Tawhid, please write down your score. And anyone else, please. Mustafa is 6. Then what about the other participants? Okay. Already we have completed your 21 to 30. Now, we will hear from 31 to 40. Let's go forward. Yeah, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why are you silent?
Because of your talk.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Riyad. Okay, let's
Sir,
go.
I just joined with you, so this is why I didn't listen I speak. So for this reason, I don't give you
Okay,
answer.
now you will listen from 31 to 40. Try to solve these 10 questions. Let's go forward.
Sure you stay in touch so they know your choices for the optional modules. You don't want to miss out doing your preferred specialisms.
Right. That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Regulatory focus theory.
Now turn to section 4. Section 4. You will hear part of a lecture about leadership introducing a theory called self-regulatory focus theory. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40. Today, I want to talk about self-regulatory focus theory and how the actions of leaders can affect the way followers approach different situations. Self-regulatory focus theory is a theory developed by Torrey Higgins. He says that a person's focus at any given time is to either approach pleasure or avoid pain. These are two basic motivations that each and every one of us has, and they cause us to have different kinds of goals. Promotion goals in different life situations emphasize achievement. Prevention goals are oriented to...
Okay, already you have got the information. For
Achievements.
anyone else, please?
It's achievement.
Then anyone? Janib, Mustafis, what do you think?
Yes, sir, it's achievements. Sir, it's achievement or achievements because here is the goals. So I think it could be achievements.
Yeah, singular or plural, no problem, but the word is achievement. If you write singular or in plural form, no problem. Okay, let's go forward. You are right, it is achievement or achievements. Okay.
Towards the avoidance of punishment. In a specific situation, our thoughts might focus more on promotion goals or more on prevention goals. The theory suggests that two factors affect which goals we are focusing on. First, there is a chronic factor. This factor is connected to a person's personality and says that each person has a basic tendency to either focus more on promotion goals or focus more on prevention goals as part of his or her personality. Second, there is a situational factor, which means that the context we are in can...
Okay, already we have got the information for 32 and 33. What do you think?
Sir, personality.
Personalities.
For
32 character.
For 32, you say personality or character. Would you like to go with both
Sir.
or either one?
So it's a situational. Second one is situational.
For 32, personality and character, both are correct. And what do you think about 33?
Situational factor.
Yeah, it will be a situational factor. So thank you. Let's go forward. This part is very easy. So we can answer all the 10 questions.
Make us more likely to focus on one set of goals or the other. For example, we are more likely to be thinking about pleasure and to have promotion goals when we are spending time with a friend. In contrast, if we are working on an important project for our boss, we are more likely to try to avoid making mistakes and therefore...
Okay, already we have got the information for 34. What do you think?
Friend.
Answer. Friend. It was very clearly.
Yeah, it's friend. Okay, thank you. Let's go forward.
Have more prevention goals in our mind. Research has shown that the goals we are focusing on at a given time affect the way we think. For example, when focusing on promotion goals, people consider their ideal self, their aspirations and gains. They don't think about what they can lose.
Okay, already we have got the information for 35. What do you think?
Aspiration.
Aspiration.
What about other participants? Mustafis, what do you think? Is there anyone else? Sharif, can't you hear?
Yeah, aspiration, I think.
Yeah. All of you are
It's not clear for me.
all of you are correct. There's
I can't hear.
aspiration. Aspirations. Okay, let's go forward.
So they think in a happier mode. They feel more inspired to change. When people are focusing on prevention goals, they think about their ought self. What are they supposed to be? What are people expecting from them? They consider their obligations to others. As a result, they experience more anxiety and try to avoid situations where they could lose. Now that I have talked about the two focuses and how they affect people, I want to look at the idea that the way leaders behave or their style of leading can affect the focus that followers adopt in a specific situation. In talking about leadership, we often mention transformational leaders and
Okay, already you have got the information for 36.
Style.
Style.
Anyone else, please? Okay, of course it is style. Let's go forward.
transactional leaders. Transformational leaders, when interacting with their followers, focus on their development. In their words and actions, transformational leaders highlight change. Their speech is passionate and conveys a definitive vision.
Okay, already you have got the information for 37 and 38. What do you think?
37 development.
Anyone else, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Development.
Of course, it is development. And what about 38?
So is it vision or passion?
You have to
Yes.
mention one word.
Vision.
Yes, vision. Vision.
Okay. Of course, it is vision. Okay, let's go forward.
These things can encourage followers to think about what could be. In other words, they inspire a promotion focus in their followers. In contrast, transactional leaders focus on developing clear structures that tell their followers exactly what is expected of them. While they
Oh, okay. Already we have got the information for 39. What do you think?
Structures.
Is there anyone else who is? Sharif, what do you think?
I didn't hear the word properly, in fact.
Okay, it structures, of course. Both of you are right. Let's go forward. This is the last question for you, so try to correct it.
do explain the rewards people will get for following orders. They emphasize more how a follower will be punished or that a follower won't get rewarded if his or her behavior doesn't change. In short, they emphasize the consequences of making a mistake. This emphasis will clearly lead followers to focus on avoiding punishment and problems. This is clearly a prevention focus. In conclusion, it is important to understand that one focus is not necessarily better than the other one. For a designer who works in a field where a lot of innovation is needed, a promotion focus is probably better. In contrast, a prevention focus, which causes people to work more cautiously and produce higher quality work, might be very appropriate for a job like a surgeon, for example.
Okay, Valerie, you have got the information for 40. What do you think?
Innovation.
Mr. Riyad, what do you think?
Yes, sir. Innovation.
Sharif? Okay, the correct answer is innovation. So please write down your score in our message box. One is 10 out of 10. Yeah. Yeah, write down your score. Okay. I don't know where have you solved, but this is the first time that we are listening it. Okay, thank you. Thank you both of you for securing praise with mark. Okay, dear participants, so we can end the class right now because already we have completed our speaking and listening class. So thank you for joining with me.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I don't know actually. Sometimes